Hi friends! Aren't you tired of doing your makeup for the day? For it to slide right off midday because you have oily skin? I'm gonna teach you how to bulletproof your makeup so it lasts all day and stays matte. So grab your makeup brushes and get in the makeup chair. When it comes to oily skin, skin prep is a non-negotiable. What we're trying to do is control the oils throughout the day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some micellar water right here, right on my cotton square, and I'm going to remove any oil and excess debris that I might have on my skin already. And you want to gently remove. If you rub and tug, that's going to irritate your skin. Also, the last thing you want to do is actually strip your face of any oils, because what's going to happen is your skin will go into a panic because it's like, where's the oil? Like, I'm oily, right? It's going to produce even more oil and make you even more oily. So just gently remove any excess debris and oil that you might already have on your skin. Now, as this dries down, let's talk moisturizer. You need moisturizer. Now, when it comes to face moisturizers, what you don't want is going to be really ultra rich, creamy moisturizers. What you do want is going to be gel moisturizers, oil-free moisturizers. My favorite is going to be water-based or water gel, excuse me. So like this one here from Neutrogena. Moisturizers like this. And this is actually empty, but this one here is another one that I really like. This is a gel cream from Shiseido. That's what it looks like. Currently what I'm using on my face though is the Moisture Surge by Clinique. So you want to opt for thin gel-like moisturizers to hydrate your face. The nice thing about gel moisturizers is as they dry down, they have like this cooling effect. So it's going to calm your skin down as well if you have sensitive or skin that gets irritated easily. People that are, you know, more acne prone too. So let me go like this. I can't tell you the amount of times when I used to work behind the counter doing a consultation with someone with really oily prone skin, and you know, just going through the motions of, you know, asking them what kind of foundation they want, obviously matte typically, but then I always like the follow-up question of what are you putting under your foundation? And more times than not, the answer that I would get would be, well, my skin is so oily, so I usually just put the foundation on and go, really, you know, and then maybe use some setting spray after. What that's going to do is make you oilier throughout the day, which is the complete opposite of what we're trying to do. So no matter what skin type you are, you do need to hydrate and moisturize your skin. It's just finding what works for you. So if you have really oily skin, get yourself some gel, water-based moisturizers to hydrate your skin so your skin doesn't get dehydrated and produce more oil to compensate. For maximum benefits, wait about 5 minutes for dry down time before moving on to the next step. Prepping your skin before foundation is going to be a 3-part step, by the way, after you've removed, you know, debris on your face, the excess oil. So we got number 1 down, which is going to be moisturize. Number 2 is going to be mattifying and blurring where you need to. Okay, so we know you have oily skin, but throughout the day, you notice you get an excess of oil, let's say here in your forehead, or you get an excess of oil here around your nose. It could be your chin. These are the areas you want to mattify and concentrate using a mattifying primer. So like this here from e.l.f. Power Grip Mattify Primer. These are the products that you want to aim for. So I'm going to take a dab here. So you can go ahead and use your finger. I just put a dollop right here, and I'm going to use a brush. And I'm going to focus the product in my T-zone because that's where I get an excess of oil. So let's say you're doing your makeup for the day and you leave your house and you take a look, you know, in your mirror in the car and you already see oil peeking through your crevices. You need a mattifying primer. So we're going to dab that on. I'm actually going to go just slightly under my eyes as well. Just like so. I get really oily in my eyelids, so I'm actually using a separate primer for my eyelids. So I'm gonna do that now while I am prep and priming before foundation. Okay, so skin is looking good. Time to move on to our last step before foundation. Now, this is a makeup artist trick I used to use back in the day on my brides that were really oily, and that is apply powder before foundation. This is gonna give your foundation extra grip to hang on to, so throughout the day, your foundation is not slipping and sliding everywhere. Also, this is gonna act as a light barrier between your color products and your skincare. So what I mean by that is, let's say your blush won't dissolve as easily if you apply powder beforehand, if that makes sense. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a big fluffy brush like this, and then you're going to use a translucent powder for this. You can use a loose setting powder if you wish to. I'm using a pressed one by MCO Beauty. I use this in almost every single video, so I'm going to go like this. This is a light dust, by the way. We're not gonna compact and go crazy. We're just gonna do a light dust. So I'm just going to go like this, just like so, and just slightly dab on everywhere. So I do have on just a light cast there, but when we put on the foundation, it's going to be non-existent. But my skin, as you can see now, just a nice soft matte finish. Now we're ready for foundation. Now we can start with the fun, easy stuff. However, the first portion there, when it comes to, skin prep and things like that, that is the most important part out of this entire video, but don't click off just yet. When it comes to foundation for oily skin, just get a mattifying foundation. That's it. Easy peasy, get a mattifying foundation. When it comes to the clean girl, dewy aesthetic, that's not gonna work. You can still do clean girl, just matte. You really want products that will work for your skin, not against your skin. So for a mattifying foundation, I'm gonna be using this one here by Charlotte Tilbury. Another one though, this is a tinted moisturizer that I find actually works really well for oily skin, is by Fenty. This is the Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. This is the only tinted moisturizer that I know that actually dries down matte. For me, today anyway, I'm going to be using Charlotte Tilbury, and this has a soft matte finish. When you're putting on your foundation, make sure to go like this. Tap it in. The goal is to have your foundation to go like this and become one with the skincare that you just did, so it looks like skin. What you don't want to do is rub against it, okay, like that. That's where you'll get streaks and things like that. So just make sure to tap in your foundation like so. So I haven't put any foundation on my forehead yet, but you can see how mattifying and smooth that is because we've correctly prepped and primed our skin. So I haven't put any foundation on my forehead yet, but I just wanted to show you guys close up what that looks like. Also, this is really good foundation, so shout out to Charlotte Tilbury. When it comes to foundation with today's technology, I have found foundations that say they are luminous, dewy, and good for all skin types. And I haven't found one that actually works yet, but do what you want with that information. I suggest doing your own research, asking for samples if you can walk into a local store to see if it works. What I found though is if you are truly oily, not just combination, truly oily, sticking to a mattifying foundation is usually best. So let's go up here as well. Same thing applies when it comes to your color products as well. So like your blush, your bronzer, you want a powder one that's going to be flat matte. Sticking to powder is probably going to be the best way to go. You can use, liquid if you wish to, but you want to set it with the powder because if you already have oily skin and then let's say you put on a liquid blush and then just leave it as is, or even a liquid bronzer, let's say, and you go about your day, What do you think is going to happen? That's today's trivia question. Comment below. Remember when we use mattifying and blurring products to prep and prime? These are going to be the kind of products we use now to set and go. So for powder, I'm going to need just a little bit more insurance. So I'm actually going to use a puff pass here, and I'm going to press in where I need to. So for me, again, that's my T-zone. I'm using the tiniest amount here of this loose setting powder from Makeup Forever, and I'm just pressing in where I need to. Right here. And I want my cheekbones to be just a little bit more defined, so I'm actually going to lightly press right under here as well. To seal everything in, setting spray. My favorite is the Blurring Mattifying Balm Setting Spray from Danessa Myricks. If you are a baddie on a budget, then this one here from Maybelline, the Lasting Fix, will do just fine as well. Okay friends, if you learned anything in today's tutorial, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'll see you next week. As always, stay fabulous.